Hello, welcome back. Wow, exciting. New show, just a week away. Can you believe it? Just a week, just a week, starting the show with an extremely dated bit. Hi, everybody, welcome back to the show, broadcasting live in CINECOLOR. It's like a radio show voice. Hi, you're gonna hear that again in a minute. I'm just sort of tacking on a little bit to the front. The show is back. The season 2 premiere, you could call it, because it's like a real professional production. I'm back to talk about movies and other such things. Not today, because today we're talking about an advertisement, but in future we'll be talking about movies. I just wanted to throw this onto the front because it's been a year and a half since I've put out an episode, since I've worked on this, because I got burned out. And when recording our first episode back, I guess I was a widow afraid of being a widow quench, and I forgot a bunch of shit. I forgot to say things and do things and set things up. So I'm here doing that briefly, quickly, getting out of your way and continuing the show. But I'm not cutting out the original beginning because it's got a good bit, and that's what's important about this show. So naturally, just covering bases. Hi, I'm here now. I have a new co-host, maybe multiple new co-hosts, depending on how often they come back, but at least one definitely gonna be here every time, because I can't do this show by myself. I'm not gonna talk to myself for an hour about Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so I don't have to do that. It's true, yeah. So I dragged my best bud on here to do the show with me. That's Dave, who's here with me now.
Hello.
For the introduction. Yes, we did it. He said hello. Mission accomplished. There's
Yes.
I also had a couple other people on in this case. A couple of friends. Joel and Meg were with us for this episode, and we will sporadically have them and other people on, probably mostly just my friends, talking about movies and shit as the show goes on. And there's a couple changes. I'm like changing up the branding. I'm putting some music in the background, and all that shit. So, just sort of mixing it up a little bit and trying to keep a regular schedule. Undecided yet what that's going to be, how it's going to work. But the point is, I'm not editing by myself anymore. So it'll be easier and I won't get burnt out as fast. And we're using Zencaster now, which makes it a lot easier to edit, etc., etc. Whatever. Point is, the show's back. We're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 today. I have a new permanent co-host and a mix of other people who will be on. And you'll enjoy the show because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening to this early on in the process, you're probably one of my close friends. And are you really going to tell me that it's bad? What if I kill myself? Then you'll feel pretty bad, won't you?
Okay.
So we're not doing that. You'll tell me it's good because you enjoy the show, no other reason.
So.
Yes, that's the important bases covered, and this is now the second time we recorded this because I'm good at things. I remember Dave made the note, so I'm going to make it for him again. He was a widow sick during this first recording because I forced him out of a hospital bed to record this.
Okay, that's a little bit too extreme. But
so enjoy. No, we're lying. We're lying to them. For sympathy points. I forced him out of a hospital bed during his leukemia treatments.
Leukemia?
This.
Fuck it, let's upgrade it to leprosy. Like
yeah, for his leprosy treatments.
My God.
To record this show about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So you'd better be fucking appreciative. So without further ado,
my God,
please enjoy the season 2 premiere of the CINECOLOR pod and enjoy us mostly talking about Five Nights at Freddy's lore for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Hor, 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 hor. All right.
Let's get it started. Oh my
Exactly.
God. All right. Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. 2 years in the making, obviously. Welcome back to the show, broadcasting live in CINECOLOR. We're back, folks. I haven't made this show in like a year and a half and like 2 years because I've been waiting. I peaked, you see, making episodes about such fine pieces of cinema. I can't remember what the episodes I made. I made episodes about Friday the 13th. I made episodes about what other crap did I watch? About actual good movies, about Dune and about something else. Wow, I just don't remember what I've done before. That's fine. But I've been waiting 2 years because I peaked and I couldn't keep going until Scott Cawthon's seminal work Five Nights at Freddy's 2 hit theaters, which it has, and we're here, and I've dragged several of my friends on to talk about it against their will for the most part.
Mm-hmm. And I saw all the comments were asking, who's that guy on the Spider-Man 3 episode that you had?
It's true.
Who's that guy? We haven't heard from him in forever.
That was a different show, but I didn't change the feed or anything. I just deleted all those episodes and used the same feed. Real fans know, exactly. The real ones who have been there with me from the beginning remember that guy from the Spider-Man 3 episode. Oh God, what, like 3 years ago now?
Probably
something like that. Who remembers? I didn't remember I had you on here before. But yes, It's true. I brought back old fan favorites and new guests from my circle of immediate friends who, were like in a Discord server, so they see my pings and they're like, yeah, sure. And so we're here. We kind of threw this together at the last second. It took me longer than I wanted to watch the movie, but I watched it in theaters, in cinemas, before all movie theaters are closed because Netflix buys out every major studio and stops putting movies in theaters.
Right.
We're here to talk about it while the art form still lives. And wow, does the art form still live? Barely. It's barely clinging on to life. It's been in a severe 18-car pileup. It's lost 2 limbs. It's got a punctured lung. The liver's fucked from heavy drinking the night before, but it still limps on in the form of Blumhouse and Scott Cawthon's Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This movie is good until it suddenly is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Correct.
Spoiler alert. It's really bad at the end, but not everybody thinks that, apparently.
So, for legal reasons, what I'm about to say is a joke, but right. I did not see it in theaters.
Yeah.
And while I would never, ever take a full breath, give pause, and tell the viewers to go to google.com and type in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 cam rip into Google, if I was to tell you that that is not a thing that you could physically, not legally, but physically do, I would simply be lying to you.
It's true. And we're not a dishonest show here, folks. So
my question here is, so people thought it was good at any point? I guess that's my opening question.
Listen. Okay. I will clarify. I thought it was entertaining.
Oh, yes. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed the cam rip with people singing along to the intro. That's how I knew the song when I heard it, was because I heard the people in the theater of the cam rip singing along to it in the beginning. And that stuck with me. I enjoyed getting the cinema experience secondhand.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
So when I watched the first movie, I was like, that was great. And then I sat down to talk about it, and I was like, no, that was actually really terrible. I'm just... Five Nights at Freddy's, for some reason, is the thing where the jingling keys works on me. Like, I'm just like, oh, look, it's the thing from the game, or whatever. Like, the first episode we recorded about this, half of it was like an hour and 20 minutes or so. Half of the episode was talking about lore from the games, like divorced from the movie entirely. The movie didn't have much going on the first time around. It has even less going on this time. Now, okay, so we have some real Faz heads here today, and Joel, you haven't played the games. You said
I have neither played the game nor consulted the apocryphal texts known as Markiplier Let's Plays.
True.
I have not experienced either of such.
So you don't know anything about
Nope.
the actual lore of the games or anything.
But I've seen the movies.
These movies are basically your knowledge of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Yeah, I'm like the perfect guy who has only seen the movies guy, because I've literally only seen the movies. Like I'm representing that constituency today.
Okay. Now, which of us have actually played the games?
Well, I mean, I played the first one on my phone, and I played the second one on the computer. But the first one was a mobile game.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't only a mobile game. It came out on computers.
No, I know, but I had it on my stupid little Android.
I remember,
and I played most of it. I never finished it though because I'm a baby, so I was scared.
True.
But then I watched Mark play the rest.
The what was it? Help Wanted.
Yes, the VR
which is like an amalgamation of all of them up to a certain point.
Yeah, Help Wanted is the game that puts all the originals in VR and also tacks on a side story to set up the new version of the franchise or whatever.
Yeah.
With the Steel Wool games. I have played the first one, never beat it. Played the second one, never beat it. Played the third one, maybe beat it. Never played 4 or Sister Location or Pizzeria Simulator, but I watched all of the Markiplier Let's Plays, and I watched endless lore videos about it. So you can tell where my priorities are, which is...
Did you watch him play Secret of the Mimic?
I ain't playing none of that shit. After the 6th game, I don't give a fuck. All this fucking furry bait,
not
new
a real
versions of
Five
these
Nights
games,
at
bro.
Freddy's head.
No, all the fucking Steel Wool games are just furry bait, dude. They're nothing but furry bait, okay? You boot up Security Breach and you tell me that's not a furry bait game.
All right.
That's correct.
Okay.
This is why I wanted Abel on the show, because he would talk about wanting to fuck Roxy or whatever. Because when Dave was streaming Security Breach for us, he would join the call, and anytime Roxy was on screen, he'd be like, "Ooh, mama, let me get it." Like,
if I had played the games at all, I would be the fill-in for the furry constituency, but I haven't, so I'm very sorry.
What a shame.
Okay. We can just send you images. We'll round out the show by sending Joel images of the different animatronics and having him rate them on a fucking
and
scale.
sending various Rule 34
yeah.
images as well.
And
I should
Rule
also
34?
mention that I did watch the cam rip hypothetically on 2x speed.
Hypothetically.
What?
On 2x? What the fuck?
I did.
Why would you do that?
I just thought it really added to the experience because, like, with the way the editing was in some spots, it really made it feel like a YouTube poop, kind of. Where, like specifically,
is insane though.
To get into a little bit of the beginning of the movie now, sorry, to drive the train here.
No,
the whole scene where the guy kept coming and sweeping the crumbs off the table.
Yeah.
No, the crumbs guy. That on 2x
so
speed is basically a YouTube poop bit. Like, they should have just thrown that in a couple more times, and I think it would have been
really
great.
does. I can see.
I forgot about that part.
That was like, it was so. What was the point of that?
I don't know.
Funny.
It's like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, did he come back later? No. They just did that several times where he would sweep their crumbs off the like, what the fuck was
I think it was supposed to be an
comedy.
attempt at, I think it was supposed to be an attempt at humor, but there's no punchline.
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah.
On 2x, it was really funny.
On 2x speed, I'm sure it was hilarious. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's right. Maybe we should actually talk about what happens in the movie. So, those of you who are aware of the story of the first movie, we know that it follows Mike, a borderline schizophrenic security guard working at a mall, who beats the shit out of a man for walking with his child, and his absolutely insane aunt, who cannot act to save her goddamn life, was like, I'm gonna take your sister away. I'm gonna take custody of her away. And he's like, shit, I need a job. I need to get my act together. So he goes down to the what are they called? The employment agency or whatever.
Yeah.
And we have Matthew Lillard from Scream and Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Two Monsters Unleashed, or like Island of Monsters. I don't know. And other such films. And one of the founders of Beetling Grimms, who make very good Dungeons and Dragons and other TTRPG products. And he's also he also founded a whiskey company that makes D&D themed whiskey.
Based.
Huh.
I bought one from them. They did a collaboration with Critical Role, and I bought one. I have it sitting on my shelf. Probably never going to drink it because I couldn't afford 2. So I don't want to waste the one I have because it was expensive. So it's going to sit there forever.
Yep.
And anyway, he is there and he's like, hey, here's a job. It sucks. And he's like, I can't do this because it's nighttime. And he goes, well, that stinks for you. And then we get a bunch of pointless scenes until he's like, oh, I guess I do need to work there because I do need to spend 5 nights at Freddy's. And then he goes and he takes the job. And the entire movie, Mike, who is our protagonist, is basically constantly trying to go to sleep and have a lucid dream about the kidnapping of his little brother to figure out who the kidnapper was. But he doesn't seem to understand that that's not how memory works. He didn't see the guy, so the guy's face isn't just going to magically appear.
I choose to believe he can astral project.
You're right. I mean, that is yeah, sure. And so he keeps doing that the whole movie. And it turns out there's ghosts in the robots in the pizzeria he got a job to security guard at. And some random cop lady shows up and is like, hey, I'm going to act insane around you and combative for like no reason. And also act like I'm in love with the robots. And he's going to be like,
he does exhibit what I would call cop-like behavior very
True.
well, in fact.
Yeah, it's a very good thing that Mike was not a person of color. It would have ended really quickly.
Oh my god.
No, like she would have knocked and she'd have been like, what the hell are you doing here? And she would have shot him in the face. The movie would have been over. But that didn't happen because Mike is white. And so they're like working together to guard the Freddys or whatever. At some point, Mike brings his little sister, and they're just friends with the robots that are possessed by ghosts. Also, Mike is remarkably calm about learning that the paranormal is real, and everyone seems remarkably calm about it. There's several YouTuber cameos, and none of the YouTubers can act except my goat Matt Pat, of course.
Mark.
There's Mark Pat. He's busy making a real movie, Iron Lung, in theaters June 30th. Go watch it at the time of recording. And
you said June 30th, baby.
June 30th, January 30th. My bad, January 30th. It will not be in theaters in June. And the one that really lingers with me is the YouTuber who he came back in this one, in the sequel, the one who drives the cab.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he so bad at just saying "Oh my God" or like "Oh my goodness"? Why can't he say like a single? I think you're insane. Why can't he say a single line without sounding like he's never read words before? Like, you know who I'm talking about, right? The dude who drives the cab. Yeah. Am I the only one who thinks this? That he's like noticeably bad in his delivery?
No, yeah, his delivery was kind of bad.
I don't think you're wrong. I just think that there's a lot of not great acting. So
well, yeah, that's true. That's
exactly.
fair. It's not like he stands out that much.
Yeah.
I guess he just stood out to me. I don't know, but I think maybe it's because I'm lingering on the idea that I know he's a YouTuber, but that's all I know about him. Anyway.
I didn't even know he was a YouTuber.
Yeah, he's one of the, like, I guess, big FNAF YouTubers or whatever.
What's his name?
I don't know. Fuck if I know, man. It's some like shitty YouTube username. Like, I don't know.
I only watch Markiplier for FNAF YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah. I watch Markiplier and MatPat, who's apparently retired, even though I keep seeing him make videos on the Game Theory channel or whatever. Like, what the fuck happens? Yeah, and then they're like watching over this place. He's learning the truth. He learns that the cop lady is the daughter of the guy who gave him the job. And the guy who gave him the job is actually Purple Guy, William Afton. From Five Nights at
Spoilers.
Wow. For the first movie. And he's like, what's up? I'm here to kill you. And he does the knife wipe from Scream. Because he was in Scream as the killer. And he stabs his daughter and goes to fight and murder another, because he loves killing kids. And he's trying to kill Mike's sister and Mike, and then the animatronics are like, actually, we can only move like a quarter mile an hour. We are gonna beat your ass. And they just kind of push him around, and then the spring locks lock him, like kill him in his suit, and they drag him into the storage room just like the game. And then the movie ends, and everybody's like, yay.
So
we're friends.
I was in the games. Is the concept of the good robots a thing in any of them?
No, because in the games you don't interact with the robots. You are the night security guard. They're trying to kill you, but like obviously the canon is that you survive. You just sit there and hold them off as they get increasingly hostile, and then the game ends. And the actual storytelling is told through mini games that happen when you die. If you die, you play an 8-bit mini game, and it's a different one each time you die. And it plays out part of the story, which reveals how... That's why William Afton was known as Purple Guy for so long, because before we had a name, he was just the purple adult sprite in the 8-bit minigame. And we see him like kill the kids and put them in the suits, and then the suits come to life, and then they kill him.
If you're too good at the game, you don't get
any of the lore. Yeah, literally. If you're too good at the game, if you like run the whole thing without dying, you literally don't get any of the story of Five Nights at Freddy's.
So, the guy who's too good at his job.
Yeah, literally.
Night's over. Go home.
All right, I guess I'm going home. Yeah, it's that's basically how it goes. But like, so to go on that lore tangent half a second. The thing about the first movie that I found interesting, because the only thing I cared about was the stupid lore bullshit, was that they're basically pulling lore from like all over because there's a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's games. There's a bunch of new games made by a like a full studio with Scott sort of like consulting. Scott Cawthon being the writer or whatever, and the guy who made the original games. We have a billion books that Scott writes and other authors write that are all terrible. And no, genuinely so bad.
I'm not surprised, but I'm glad to know that.
And they all, like, it's very convoluted because, for one, I stand by the idea that Scott Cawthon did not come up with this shit. He made the first game and people started making theories, and he's like, that's a good one, and he would take it and put it into the next one. Because these games came out, the original games came out like 6 months apart. Like, he released 4 Five Nights at Freddy's in the span of like a year or two. And the development started taking a little bit longer after that. But he was a very reactive developer, and he's not good at A to B storytelling. His storytelling is best in the little Easter eggs and the little mini games and stuff like that. But anyway, there's a lot of lore, and the movie seems to be pulling from different sources, namely the original games and the new games that are like an alternate timeline that makes no sense. Like, it's insane. It has White Woman jump scare in it. That's fun. That's where Vanessa's
where that's from.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was games, FNAF related.
Yes. Oh, yeah. In the newer games, you're playing a kid in a Five Nights at Freddy's that is basically a mega mall that's all Freddy's. And the animatronics are now just basically sentient robots. There's no ghost kids involved. They're basically just robots that are so advanced that they're sentient, but it's still the 80s. and you get lost in the mall, and like some of the other animatronics are looking for you, but Freddy's your friend, and also Vanessa, who is her name Vanessa in okay. I know she's in the movie, in the game.
Vanessa.
I think in the
It's
game
Vanessa,
it's also
and
Vanessa.
then-
Yes,
Wow.
it's a blonde white woman, and she's the security guard. And in the first half of the game, she's just a security guard, and yeah, that's where the white woman jump scare comes from. Later in the game, she's actually insane in a giant like rabbit suit and trying to kill you. Because now this isn't related to the movie, but I have to bring this up because it's insane. So Steel Wool are the developers of the new Freddy's games or whatever. They first made Help Wanted, which was a VR recreation of all the old games and a little side story that set up Security Breach, which was the big open Mega Mall game or whatever. What apparently happens is in Help Wanted, you are playing a playtester for these VR Freddy's games in universe, and another playtester. Apparently, the game is possessed with the digital ghost of William Afton.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the playtesters, Vanessa, basically gets possessed by him while playtesting the game. So now she's white woman jump scare by day, schizo rabbit by night. In Security Breach or whatever.
Yep.
Which is why there's this whole thread in the movies of her like basically having Stockholm syndrome with her dad or whatever, and like fighting not to kill people for him, which I'll bring that up later. But no, I can bring it up early. So getting back to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like we open with this like whatever the status quo for the characters, why they don't go back to Freddy's, because it's like fucking all the animatronics are broken because he's lying to her or whatever. And then we learn that everyone assumed when the first movie came out, those Faz heads among us assumed Mike from the movie was going to be the same as Mike from the game, which is William Afton's son, Michael Afton, who is basically trying to track down his father to kill him because he knows he's a psycho kid murderer. And you play as Michael throughout the main series for the most part. But no, because they reveal in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that there is a Michael Afton. Because I was thinking maybe this is Mike, but they made it so he's not related to him anymore. Because, I mean, they're changing a bunch of stuff about this, so that would be a normal change, I guess. No, there is a Michael Afton, and he's insane, and also wants to kill children in the movie, in the sequel movie, which is a choice for that. I think that's interesting, because now there's two Mikes. One of them kills kids, one of them doesn't. It's starting to rear the convoluted nature of the game's lore is starting to rear its head in this movie, but also it feels like it doesn't have time to give a shit. Okay, because we have the setup, we have the status quo or whatever. We get to meet Wayne Knight, the biggest hater in the world.
He's my favorite character.
Why does he hate her so much?
Because she exists.
So
because she got crazy eyes, bro.
Okay, so I'm gonna present my video game lore related theory that I was assuming, and then I immediately dismissed. So we knew going into this that Skeet Ulrich, also from Scream, plays Henry Emily. They deliberately cast him because obviously Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard are the original killers from Scream. And in Five Nights at Freddy's, Henry Emily was William Afton's business partner. He built the robots. So they cast Skeet Ulrich as Henry Emily or whatever. I thought it was going to be revealed that Wayne Knight was Henry Emily until I remember they had already announced who Henry Emily was. Because I was like, why? He sees the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics and he seems like triggered by them. Like he hates them, and he keeps bullying this child for wanting to build an animatronic. And I'm like, he must like have beef with these animatronics. No, he's just like the biggest piece of shit teacher I've ever seen in my life. And then he gets his head squished for it. So
yeah, I'm slowly remembering it. It's for whatever reason, there's like this Faz Fest thing, Faz Fest.
Oh my god, yeah,
that happens, and he just hates it. He hates Faz Fest, and I think it's the association between that and this is like why he hates.
Yeah, because he also
Freddy.
Specifically says, like I think at the beginning he says something about animatronics specifically being an insult to to the field of robotics. Because they're being used for entertainment instead of like something else.
He basically tells Abby to do everything but kill herself.
And literally.
Dude, why is that guy typecast as an asshole?
He's really good at it.
So fucking Newman and the dude from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. They love casting fucking Wayne Knight as an asshole, man.
Well, to be fair, in Jurassic Park, it was a justified crash out. Like,
was it?
Yeah, they were paying him like shit.
He put a bid for that job, and he was never paid. Like,
oh fuck. Oh, never mind.
And he's like, "Fine, don't pay me. I'm gonna steal your shit and then go die."
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
But yes, so that was my theory at first, and then it turned out that he's just a huge piece of shit. And
it's funny.
What's interesting too, so in the lead up to the movie, they announced the voices for the new animatronics, because if any are unfamiliar, every game basically revealed new animatronics as the main antagonist. You had the original ones. In the second game, you had the toy models and the withered models. In the third game, it was just William Afton in the rotted rabbit suit. In the fourth game, you were playing a little kid having nightmares, so they were all like nightmare animatronics. In the fifth game, it's the fun time animatronics. And then, the series ended pretty much after that. There's the sixth game, but that's just a wrap up basically. And so they announced the voices of the toy animatronics because these are more advanced, and technically they do have voices in the games. There are voice lines in like the sixth game for the originals. They don't have voices in the actual first couple games, but they announced Megan Fox. Well, I'll get to Megan Fox last. They announce the guy who voices Freddy in Security Breach in the newer Freddy's game. They announced him to voice. They announced him to voice Toy Freddy in this movie. Matt Pat, who appears as himself apparently, basically in the first movie, to say it's just a theory, is cast as Toy Bonnie, and Megan Fox is cast as Toy Chica in this.
Wait, that was Megan Fox?
Yes,
I did not know that.
And I'm going to tell you why it was Megan Fox, okay? But I'll get to her last. So I think the voice for Freddy is obvious. The voice for Freddy is that because he plays Freddy in the new games. Everybody really liked him. He's like your best friend in that game, and he does a lot of talking, so people just liked him in the role. He had a single line in this movie, by the way. He said like one thing, and I don't even remember what it was. Matt Pat.
Yeah, I don't even remember either.
Yeah, Matt Pat was in this because, well, it's Matt Pat. He's besides Markiplier, he's the Five Nights at Freddy's guy. He does all the theories or whatever for it. Matt Pat sounds like a little girl in this, which I don't. It sounds so far from his voice that I don't believe he was the voice. I think they're lying. Yeah. Like at first I was like, is this just like a modulator or whatever? But it sounds like a little kid. It just sounds like a little girl, which like it's not that a grown man can't do a little girl's voice, but like that doesn't sound like Matt Pat, bro. And it's not like Matt Pat's a professional voice actor or something. Like I don't believe that was him, but at least Toy Bonnie. Yeah, exactly. At least Toy Bonnie had a couple lines. Now, Megan Fox is a well-known actress, and she plays Toy Chica, and Toy Chica has by far the most lines of the animatronics. She is frequently with Abby. She is like Abby's friend. Chica is Abby's favorite in the original movie, so she's like around her all the time. And in case you're unaware of the lore, this is official lore. Might as well be. They know. So Megan Fox's casting feels like a deliberate wink and a nod to a meme in the FNAF community, and it's that Toy Chica is fuckable.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, everybody remembers. I specifically remember the clip. I don't know who it is. I don't know who the YouTuber is.
She really is a bad bitch, though.
Yeah. Yep. Damn, that chicken thick as hell, or whatever the fuck. I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, the guy who's like freaking out, but then as soon as his flashlight like actually shows her in full, he's like, God damn. Yes.
Classic.
Toy Chica is famously the fuckable animatronic because for some reason, all the other characters, like Bonnie, Freddy, and Foxy, when they became like the toy versions, look like toys. They're just brighter, colorful. They have rosy cheeks. But for some reason, they gave Toy Chica like booty shorts and made her thick as hell. Like they gave her wide hips. They gave her big ass thighs for like no reason. And it became a joke. And in my mind, I was like, well, these are old people making these movies. You know, this is Jason Blum of Blumhouse and Scott Cawthon. They were probably like, who's a really hot actress who everybody thinks is like hot as fuck? Oh, Megan Fox, because that's all she used to be. Everybody would just talk about Megan Fox as the really hot chick in movies. Not to reduce her ability or anything. I don't know if she's actually a good actress. I've only ever seen her in like Transformers, but
it's hard to tell with given this movie and performance as well.
Yeah, seriously,
not doing much for her.
But I think that was literally the entire intent, was to cast Megan Fox because she was famously the hot woman actress of the time, and so she's gonna play the fuckable animatronic as a joke in reference to that, which is insane to me.
I will say throughout the movies, all the animatronics have looked really good, like blending that line of the kind of game model, but like an actual animatronic. That's
because they're made by Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Yeah.
Which makes them good. I will say, like, so my favorite parts, like, this movie's not good. I got fun out of this movie. I enjoyed this movie because I liked watching pretty colors and jingling keys, basically. I thought that the designs of Mangle, which is the new Foxy, the one that gets pulled apart by kids and put back together, so it's just a shit show of a thing, and the puppet, the marionette, were the coolest parts of this movie. Abel left the Discord. He was just waiting for us. Are the coolest parts of this movie, except for some reason they have. Oh, I think he accepted.
He joined us.
He's joining in the middle of our recording, bro. This motherfucker.
If he manages to join, I've got an opening question for him.
Okay. We'll let him load in. But
you can keep talking. For now it's gonna take a minute.
Like, I thought they were the most fun part of the movie because they were like actually scary in design, and like in the way they were presented, they were cool. They were like freaky. I think a big part of that is their unnatural movement, right? Because Mangle and the puppet move very strangely because they have long gangly limbs, and they they're just really weird. I hated that the marionette just possessed people though, because then it suddenly got way like I thought it was neat, but I would have much rather have seen the puppet do stuff.
I thought that was kind of lazy, honestly.
Yeah, it felt like that to me.
Like, I wanted way more of that puppet. That puppet was fucking terrifying.
It was cool as hell.
When it first came out, like in the beginning of the movie, when it first came out holding the girl, I was like, oh my god, that thing is fucking huge and absolutely terrifying. I would not like to run into that.
They really didn't use it all that much. I never thought about that, also because I hadn't played the games. But yeah, that's a good point. It's not really used outside of that opening scene.
No, and it's a shit. Like in the games, it's my favorite of the like animatronics from the games, and I found it's like this is very lame for me to say, but I found so you learn what it is in the death mini games in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in the game, and I think it's like the reveal of what the puppet is in the game is probably the coolest part of those original games to me at all, because in the games version of this, it is also Henry Emily's daughter, who is killed by William Afton and possesses the puppet. In the games, I believe the way it goes, so the puppet is basically the stamp checker. You know at Chuck E. Cheese they stamp your hand with a black light number that assigns you to a kid or whatever, so you don't, so stranger doesn't take your kid. The puppet was essentially, the puppet was basically that. It makes sure that people don't kidnap kids or whatever. And I forget how it happens, but one way or another, Henry's daughter, Charlotte, and I think her name is Charlotte in the games too.
Correct.
She gets outside and can't get back in, and William pulls up and kills her. He just stabs her and then drives away. Because in the games, William blames Henry for the death of his son, because at some point he has two kids, Michael and a younger son, and Michael bullies the younger kid because he's scared of the animatronics, him and his friends put him in the mouth of one, and it snaps closed and kills him. So he blames Henry for the death of his kid, so he kills his daughter and drives away. And in that scene, the puppet is like trying to break through the front door to protect, what it's programmed to do, protect the child from being kidnapped. And it doesn't make it, and it gets out, and then it's like dragging itself through the rain because the water's shorting it out, and it just sort of covers her body, and then she possesses it that way, which I think is just it is way cooler imagery than what I thought was the frankly really stupid way Charlotte dies.
Yeah.
She collapses with a knife wound in her back, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I believe that's an accident.
Yeah, the stab of 81.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Nope.
They see her come out of the main stage carrying a child, crying. She collapses with a knife wound in her back, and everyone's just like, oh. And they just keep staring. Nobody goes up long enough for the puppet to come, to pick her up or whatever, which was insane.
I also love the like complete lack of like all the adults are like, a kid's like, hey, someone needs help, and they're like, not now, honey.
Yeah,
you adults are talking.
What was the 80s? What was going on in the 80s?
No, it's not what was going on in the 80s. It's why are they too lazy to write a scene that makes fucking sense?
Yeah,
it was just lazy writing. They're just like, yeah, fucking, we need her to die, but for some reason we don't want to do what we did in the game. Because I think in the game what it was is that she was like bullied by other kids, and she was bullied until she like got kicked out of the restaurant. And I think it was like, it was reasonably explained. The puppet is meant to detect strange adults with kids that aren't theirs and stop them, but it's a bunch of kids pushing another kid out of the restaurant, so it doesn't register, and then it sees through the window an adult like attacking this kid, and it goes to try to save her. That's perfectly fine. I don't know why they got to do this convoluted shit of her saving some other kid. Like, it's ridiculous. It's very convoluted and very poorly written. But it was a very good shot when it fucking rose out of the ground with her in its arms.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
I felt that all of the scenes with the puppet actually being a puppet were very good. I think it's corny, but I do like that they just recreate the game's jump scare with it at a certain point. It lunges at people like 2 or 3 times in the movie when it possesses them, but I think it's specifically the one where it lunges at Abby. It's like a frame for frame recreation of the jump scare from the game. I thought that was cute. Oh my god. The scene where we're just going to be jumping around because who gives a fuck? Nobody cares about this movie. The scene where Mike is just playing Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is the no door mask thing actual?
Yes, that's
thing?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Yeah.
In the first game, you have the 2 doors to your side. You have the monitors and the light.
I know the first game more or less.
And the second game, there's no doors, 2 vents on either side, and the mask. Some of the animatronics are fooled by the mask, and some of them you need to like basically upped it a lot because you had to manage them. You had to keep the music box wound up for the puppet. You needed to like seal the vents for some of them. You needed to be ready to get the mask for other ones. It was mostly what did I say? It was mostly just an effort. Shut up. It was mostly just an effort to make the game more difficult, which I think is why they were very tongue-in-cheek about it. Mike is like, why the fuck is there no door? Who designed this? And he's like, there's no way this is going to work with the mask or whatever. Because it's very obviously like, it was a thing made for the game.
Guard.
Like, it was a thing made for the game and nothing else, which I think they understand. But I genuinely, I think that was the most genuine part of this movie. Like, just recreating the game in the movie.
Withered Bonnie in the vent, I thought was so fucking cool looking.
Yeah,
I love Withered Bonnie.
I would have to agree.
He's like my favorite animatronic. He's one of my favorite animatronics.
Yeah.
I love him.
I really love that design also.
Oh,
and I thought Mangle was pretty cool as well.
Damn, let David talk.
Sorry. And I guess we have to talk about it because there are like some small Easter eggs. There is a Shadow Bonnie Easter egg that happens for like a split frame.
I didn't even see it. I tried looking for it. I didn't see it.
So
where was it?
It's one of the frames where he's looking down the hallway and it's dark and he flashes a flashlight and you see it for like a half frame and then
That's so funny. Because like even in all the convoluted lore discussions. We still don't know what the shadow animatronics are. Like, are they ghosts? Are they hallucinations? We have no idea, I don't think.
We have no idea.
Yeah. But
I will say this. Something that I thought was unintentionally funny, or it might have been intentional, is when he puts the mask on for the first time, you can see the visible confusion in Freddy's face.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
That was pretty good.
I think that whole scene was like, that scene is where the movie stopped being good right after that.
Really?
To me, yeah. Like
I would have to agree.
I thought the whole recreation of the game was fun. And it was a little like, I don't think it was great, but it was obviously like, we're not going to have him sit here and do this for 30 minutes. This is going to be a quick part of the movie and we're going to move on. And then I think immediately after that scene is the scene where Mangle is like on Vanessa's car and like crashes it. That one was good. I like that.
Yeah,
that
I
was
remember
fun.
checking the
Fun
runtime left at around that point in the movie and being like, damn, we ain't got a lot of movie left.
No, literally. And it literally feels like after Mangle crashes Vanessa's car, they're like, who gives a fuck about the rest of this? We're going to make a third one. No one cares.
Five
Like,
Nights at Freddy's Endgame.
Yeah, dude. Why are they doing Avengers in this shit?
I thought it was
Why
funny.
is the conclusion of the movie that the original animatronics show up and like heroically kick the asses of the other animatronic?
That was something.
Because it's awesome.
I don't know, man.
That was so
That sure was
fucking
something.
stupid, dude. It was insane to me.
They might have have said like, we are FNAF at the end. Like,
Yeah.
Literally, Freddy's Assemble over here, man.
Bro,
Like,
and then the song at the end and the credits. Oh, I love that song.
All right, since we're at the end, I will mention, I thought it was really funny that what's his name, Mike's little brother Spirit basically shows up and talks to him, being like, this isn't over, you're still gonna have to deal with this. And then not even 2 minutes later, he looks at Vanessa, says, fuck you and your fuck ass family, I'm done, I ain't dealing with this shit, bye.
Deadass.
it was fucking okay. So first of all, correction, that's not Mike's little brother, that's the Golden Freddy kid. We still don't know what happened to Mike's little brother.
Okay, my bad, sorry, I'm not up.
Yeah,
Thank you for correcting me.
But yes, I thought that was fucking that entire end scene, like, yeah. So we have the kids show up because in the games, what happens is when because the kids on their own, the ghost kids in the animatronics get like defeat William or whatever. They like corner him into this leaky room. The leak triggers the spring traps on the spring locks on his suit, and he dies. And they lock him in the back room, and then there's every kid except the Golden Freddy kid or something. No, all of them. Their souls ascend to heaven. Basically,
okay.
They move on. But in this game, in this movie, they extended it so that they could have the Avengers Freddy's moment at the end, and then they ascend or whatever. And they do that, and then they need Vanessa to get possessed by the puppet. So for no reason, Mike is like, fuck you, I hate you, we don't trust you, get the fuck out of my life. And then they walk away.
Also, Vanessa apologizes like 3 times where she's like, I'm so sorry, I should have told you about this random thing in the plot. But if you remember, like towards the beginning of the movie, she tries to talk to Mike and be like, hey, I think Abby went to another location. And Mike's like, we don't have time to talk about this. Fuck you.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking listen. It's so stupid.
And like, so like, I don't think it was Vanessa's fault that she didn't tell him, because she actually tried a couple times and got shot down.
She did.
Yeah. It was just because they needed to separate her from the others. Also, did we notice that they just forgot Michael Afton was there? They knock him out and leave him on the grass, and then they're just like, anyway.
And like, what about the teacher? Who got the teacher's remains?
Yeah, they just left him in the school and then moved on.
And, we got a new teacher. It's fine.
That was something in the first movie too, where the like 3 people who were murdered in the restaurant, who went to trash it, like Mike's babysitter and her weirdly evil friends.
Mm-hmm.
They were. She was bit in half, and they.
Yep.
Like, the bodies showed up as a jump scare later, and that's it. Nobody ever acknowledged those bodies ever again.
That's
It's
fine.
very strange. No, it's not. It's terrible. It's the garbage
fine.
movie.
I think we also have to acknowledge, I think one of the biggest glaring things that happens with Michael Afton, and that's his fucking face. Like, he's
Freddy Carter
constantly
alone.
mogging the camera.
He is.
How do you trust someone that looks like that?
He
That looks so visibly evil.
You look ontologically evil. That's the problem. He looks sinister by default. It's true. Absolutely insane. He was so comically evil from the very beginning, like for no reason.
For no reason.
And he's just apparently luring people to the old Freddy's location to feed. And like, that's the thing. Is he feeding them to the animatronics? Because
do the animatronics need to eat people?
You know what I mean? Like, is he just like giving them to kill or something? Because he seems like he's happy that they're dying, and then when the puppet has possessed someone, he's like, "Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck!" and he like runs away.
I think that was just supposed to be an audience fake out and nothing else. Because I was also wondering, like, why was he scared of the puppet possession when he's working with the puppet?
It seems like he's working with the puppet, but he's not, because the
puppet doesn't want to work with nobody.
Yeah, and he's working. He's doing his continuing his father's legacy, which is killing children, and then the ghost children hate him for it or whatever.
Well, the thing is that he had the fucking the music box was on, wasn't it, when they went to like explore or whatever?
When they showed up, the music box was sitting there on, and
so maybe
it wasn't wind up.
To...
It wasn't wind up. It was just a switch that turns on and off.
I think we also need to discuss the music box because it is battery operated. And you mean to tell me it's been operating for how long?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like this movie.
Maybe he changes the batteries.
I think this movie shows at some point this movie's set in 2002. Yeah, because the flashback is 1982 and then it says 20 years later. So this movie's set in 2002. So yeah, what the and that's the thing. Henry reveals that like the music box calms his daughter down, and I think it's very obvious that he knows she has possessed the puppet, because when Mike is saying he's going to go back to that restaurant, he goes, can you put this there? It calms her down. Like,
well, I think that's just where she died, and he was like, oh, can you put it there? Like,
being sentimental. You think he doesn't know about the possessions or whatever?
Maybe he does, but I don't think he was trying to tell Mike.
I think he does, because I guess we also have to talk about it, is towards the end of the movie, there is a blurb of dialogue from Mr.
Henry,
from Mr. Henry about various things, like sort of a confession. And I think he does know more than...
Yeah, because...
Does he know?
So, yeah, does he know? He knows.
Yeah.
The end of the movie, at the very end of the credits, there is a blurb from Skeet Ulrich's Henry Emily, where he warns Mike that the puppet is coming to get him, basically. But he leads with like apologizing and some other stuff. This is all a reference to the end of the original series, because in the last game you're playing, it's called like Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're doing it's a little 8-bit game where you're running a Freddy Fazbear's, buying as many animatronics as you can to increase the restaurant's rating, and then at night playing the traditional hallway game, and like playing other mini games with the animatronics that does the horror stuff. And it's revealed at the end that, I believe the way it goes is that Henry Emily, William's original partner, is running this company to lure both William as Springtrap and all the possessed animatronics to this location to burn it all down. And it plays the end plays this really long cinematic with this really long speech by Henry, who has an almost identical voice and delivery. Skeet Ulrich does like an almost identical voice to the one from that game. And it's this very long audio recording where he's like talking to all of the ghosts, and he's like, I'm sorry this shit happened to you, but you're also like killing people now, so we're gonna deal with this together. I'm gonna kill all of you. And then you play as Michael Afton, and he's like, Mike,
I'm sure you would love going down with the ship. I'm not going to ask you, though. And then he burns the place down. And I think it implies he, like, kills himself with it. Like, it all goes. And that was, I think, a clear reference to that. Because they're going to pull all of that lore stuff for the next movie or whatever. Like, yeah.
How many movies do you think there's going to be?
At least 3, because they said, like, Matthew Lillard has been signed on to do 3 movies since the beginning.
Well, I already saw that 3 was going to start filming in the summertime, but I wonder if they're going to do like a 4.
I mean, if it makes enough money.
I want them to make as many as possible.
Me too.
Me too.
They're consistently terrible. Like,
and I will be sat for everyone.
Same. And to be fair, I think all of this thinking we're doing is a lot more thinking than any of the writers of this movie did.
Yeah, that's for
like,
sure.
Whether or not Henry knows, whether or not any of this is connected, whether or not any of this matters, is more. We're putting more effort into it than they did when writing this. So, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, like the pacing was really strange. Where like Mike, Abby, and Vanessa had like 3 concurrent stories going on, and like Mike was still in the exposition when like Abby and Vanessa were at like their rising action and climax respectively.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of swaps back to Mike, and he's like, "Oh, okay, people are dying now. I need to do something.
I guess I got to be part of the story again."
Yeah.
And like, also the fact that they like, I love that they're doing like Disney Avengers level character intros where there's a long pause for the audience to clap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did that for Henry, I think. They did that. I don't remember what else they did that for, but I know it happened like at least twice. Oh, here's stupid bullshit from the games. Me and David both had this reaction. Vanessa, in her dream sequence, pushes the clothes out of the way in the closet to hide, and Circus Baby is there.
Yeah.
And me and David are like, "Why are you here?"
And her eyes are already green.
He lost.
It's like, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Be
So
here.
for Joel, the animatronic girl that's in the closet in Vanessa's dreams.
Oh yeah.
In the games, that is William's daughter, because William has 3 kids, and the youngest is his daughter. And at this point in the story, William has created animatronics specifically for child murder. Their stomachs open, and he marketed them as like delivery mechanisms. They would bring a cake to the table, and their stomach would open, and the cake would come out. But it was designed to snatch a child and squish them into the animatronic's body.
Mm-hmm.
Because the lore of the games is extremely convoluted. William has discovered that murdering children and making them suffer when close to metal can create a magic substance of evil called Remnant.
Yes.
And there's another one called Agony, which is apparently different. But point is, that shit doesn't matter. It's just his motivation. It's why he keeps killing children after this initial shit or whatever.
He essentially becomes a lich.
Yes.
I would like to point
everything
out
is
that,
his phylactery. Like
I went to Steam to type in Five Nights at Freddy's to see if I owned it in my library or if it was in my family share. And I was greeted with, here, I'll go ahead and put it in the Discord, the beautiful graphic that I have every single Five Nights at Freddy's game on my ignore list on Steam.
Nice.
That's amazing.
I did not even know I did that.
I want nothing to do with it.
Why would you do this?
That's so funny. That's great.
I mean, I would actually like to play the games. I think I just kept getting recommended them, and I was like, stop.
That's very funny. No, but yeah, essentially, this circus girl animatronic is from the 5th game, and is the basis for the advanced plot that Scott started coming up with in the later games with the Remnant and all of this shit. And she is like, she is possessed by his kid, and she wants to, like, I think when you first find her, she wants to help him, to help William. because she's like daddy's girl and she just wants to help him or whatever. Which was reflected in the later games with Vanessa, and Vanessa in the movie, she wants to do whatever her dad says and like help him and stuff. I don't know what they're going for with that. I feel like even like that didn't even get any thought to it. They were just like, put fucking Circus Baby in there so these fucking people, these fucking stupid seals will clap. Tells our movie's good. Like,
correct.
Jingle Keys the movie.
Because like if it was me, I would be thinking like, you know, we're putting in something like Circus Baby because we're not gonna do like 6 movies. So maybe we're gonna fold in aspects of those games and we're gonna include her. But it completely breaks the timeline of this, because one, up until this movie we thought William only had one kid, which was Vanessa, a grown woman. We now find out he has Michael, who's a grown man now. We don't know what the deal is, because in the games he has 3 kids. He has Michael, he has a younger son, and he has his youngest daughter. And my original theory was that you know, Mike and his brother Garrett were William's Mike and younger son. But that's not the case now. So we still don't know what the fuck the deal is with Garrett.
And where's Elizabeth?
Yeah, there we go. Elizabeth is her name. Elizabeth is the name of his kid of his daughter in the games, who possesses that circus girl animatronic. Who knows? They didn't think about it. They just shoved it in the movie and moved on or whatever, which I think is the pattern with these movies. Just absolute shit and very poor, like not even good fan service, just poor fan service for nothing. And okay, so am I the only one who feels that the puppet's motivation is extremely stupid?
It is very stupid.
It hates all parents.
And it's ridiculous.
Even though one of the families that it attacked didn't have any kids, it seemed.
Yeah.
What, the old couple?
Yeah.
Wasn't the old couple, because I remember they said something about like you didn't do anything. I was thinking, oh, maybe it was the old couple that was from the beginning of the movie.
They were specifically
they are old.
They were there.
Maybe.
Yeah. I remember one of our first theories when we were watching was that Michael Afton was the kid who Charlotte saved.
Yes.
And so he's there to like give her people to kill to help her. But no, it's Michael for some reason. Fuck that
I also
other kid.
thought that as well, because he seemed to know her. Like, I was like, oh, is that who she saved? And I was actually thinking about it for a moment. I was like, you know what? If that's the case, and like William Afton is like trying to bait somebody in, that's not a bad bait. Like,
yeah. That would be like that would actually be cool. Unfortunately, that would require some semblance of creativity. So we didn't get that.
Fortunate.
Like, I don't know. I think like the only sauce this movie has is in the visuals. And it's trying to do too much with this superfluous shit that it's just there's not that many visuals in it. And it's also very clearly trying to be a movie for kids, which fair, you know. But like I get that the point was that the puppet was trying to get Abby to trust it. I still don't get why. Why did it?
I don't know, because Abby seems like someone who would have done anything to help the animatronics.
Yeah, but
especially if she was manipulated by Chica.
She got what she needed.
Right, the only like situational thing that occurred where she really needed Abby was to use Abby's life as a threat to Vanessa to get the code to let the things out. Yeah. But like I don't believe that was like a planned ahead thing. you know what I mean?
No, exactly. Like
she could have possessed Abby at just about any time if she wanted.
Exactly. Like,
dude, possessed Abby in the end of the movie was fucking terrifying.
Was she?
I will say that. I thought she was very scary. I didn't like how she looked.
It was different. It was sort of like it was like a.
No, I thought it was cool. It was just scary.
Like it was a jarring moment because all of a sudden you're hit with hyper realistic fucking face. I was like, what?
I just think
like,
one, I don't get the rules.
I also don't get the rules
Like
either.
Ghost Hunter girl dies when she gets possessed, but Abby's fine. She just coughs a
Yeah, I
lot.
don't know.
Two, why did it need Abby? It had a body it possessed right from the beginning. Like it had that. Three, early in the movie, it could have just possessed Vanessa and been like, like give me the password or I'll fucking rip your face off. I'll kill you or some shit. Like, or I'll use your possessed body to call Abby and tell her to come here. Like, she could have done that, but no, she's like, no, we're friends. So, what if I threaten this kid for no reason, and made you tell me? Like, it seems, I don't know. It was very distracting. A lot of the choices they made were distractingly bad.
Any way you can kind of explain it, it doesn't make sense for other reasons. Like if you're like, oh well, she likes kids because she was killed as a kid and doesn't like adults, it's like, okay, but then why would she possess the kid and not the adult?
Yeah, exactly.
In the first place.
Just fucking sitting there. I love kids, Vanessa. I love kids.
Yeah.
Like, Charlotte, can't be saying you love kids like that.
Honestly,
like, I don't know, man. I thought part of the first movie that made it endearing was that the animatronics still acted like children. But like that was just when they were cute or whatever. I guess like I figured I just thought that was fun, but I didn't think we were like, I don't know. It just seems stupid. It just seems stupid. Also, unrelated. I think Abby is the girl who plays Abby is really bad at acting.
Yeah.
But I think she did the best when she was possessed.
Oh
she
yeah,
did that
100%.
pretty well. She suddenly locked in on her delivery or whatever.
I know when it comes to acting, I know for a fact that Wayne Knight was thrilled to do and just be an asshole.
He was having a great time. Oh my god,
yeah,
I remembered. Sorry, not to distract. I remembered what the other Avengers character intro was. It was Doug, the lawyer from the first movie.
Correct.
Yo, Doug spotted.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I saw that scene where Doug shows up and goes, "You're gonna need a good lawyer," and then leaves the movie. Yeah, I sat there and I was like, that has to be the single worst thing I've ever seen a movie do, ever. But the next day, while Meg goes to see the movie, the first thing she texts me, "Yo, Doug!" That's the first thing she texts me.
I didn't say yo, Doug. I said Doug spotted.
Yeah, whatever, man. Like that's when I realized that that's who that's for, because the fact that Doug, the guy who plays the lawyer in the first movie, who inexplicably looks like he's in fear for his life in every shot of that first movie that he's in, so it became a joke. People started using the live Doug reaction a lot or whatever. Like that was a common bit after that movie came out, and they were like, everybody loves Doug, the guy who's a lawyer, and so they have him do like an Avengers level like in and out in this movie. It's so stupid. Like, you don't have the legacy to be introducing Doug like he's an important, like a fun fan service moment. He's just a fucking guy who looked weird in the first movie, so it was funny.
He looked weird in the first movie because he had to represent somebody who is absolutely psychopathic. Like,
yeah.
Hey, he chose that job.
That's true.
I'm just saying, like, that's why people liked him, but they're just like, no, they just like him existing and saying he's a lawyer. Because that's all he does in this movie. It was so... And it was so forced. Like, why would you say that? You see some lady walking two old people through the streets in the middle of the night and go, "Hey, can you take these old people?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure. You need a lawyer, by the way." And then he leaves. Like how would you know that? Or whatever. Fuck off. Found like a dark, fucked up version of the lawyer Doug from FNAF. Oh my god. So stupid.
Yeah, he was the purplest man, actually. New theory.
I think everything about this movie can be summed up by the fact that like nobody about it gives a shit, and we seem to give more of a shit about its story than any of them did. Which I think, kind of explains everything you need to know about it or whatever.
I'm at the point in my artistic consumption Where, like, I understand that, slop has its place. You can't have Schindler's List or Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence without Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Just like you can't have Like Him without Sticky. They're two sides of a coin.
What the
that they have to balance one another.
Is Like Him and Sticky?
Get his ass in the comments.
What the fuck? What do you... What is that?
Tyler the Creator?
I don't know what that is
Yeah.
either.
What?
Tyler the Creator.
Are these movies?
No,
they're songs.
Oh,
They're
well, I didn't know
songs by
that.
Tyler the Creator.
You were referencing.
That's fair. I was trying to make the change the reference to another.
Well, you can't just change mediums like that in the middle of the reference.
I can, and I did.
How am I going to know you're doing that?
The plane has crashed,
and they are getting your ass in the comments, right?
It's
right,
dead,
comments.
and the joke's dead on arrival. Nobody gets it.
It's true.
Unfortunately.
Just like the movie is dead on arrival.
Correct.
It sucks ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I think the first movie was better? Question mark.
No, yeah, I think it was also
100%.
like it genuinely.
Man, y'all
was.
are haters.
At least the first movie had like a through line, had a narrative
Yeah.
beginning, middle, and end that seemed like it gave a shit.
And it actually
True.
had 5 nights.
At Freddy's.
Like-
It
At
did
Freddy.
have 5 nights.
Correct. This was more like one night.
I feel like that was part of why the first script took so long, because he kept trying really hard to make it take 5 nights.
5 real nights.
Yeah. The
But,
movie is what's 24 times 5?
I also want to touch on something because it is very specific.
You always say it so seriously. You're like, we need to address
this very
this.
seriously.
And you're right. No, you're absolutely right. It's just go on. Sorry.
So, I think one of the biggest things some people are looking at it, but it's just sort of glossed over, is the level of technology that this man is able to produce. Like, he's figured out wireless. Like, he's figured out wireless, like, frequencies, like Wi-Fi connections and everything in the 1980s. You mean to tell me that DARPA is not knocking on this man's fucking door? Like, for context, in the 1980s, 1983 or 1981, it's like the height of the Russian invasion of Afghanistan.
Yeah. Like, man, William Afton busy killing kids. He should have balled with the U.S. government.
Yeah,
I am sure he was not thinking that hard when making the games.
No, but
It'll
no shit. But
of course, but like
it'll be like the newer Jurassic Park where they're like, yo, we put cameras on the dinosaurs and we sent them out to do war crimes, but with
pretty
the
much
animatronics.
that is what
All I'm
the
saying
tech
is-
level and stuff feels like in these games and these movies sometimes.
all I'm saying is, they should drop Freddy Fazbear from AC-47.
Yeah, just drop him out on the
Just
field.
deploy him.
In the field.
Yeah.
Save a bunch of the lives of our troops by deploying Freddy Fazbear's branded animatronics to war or whatever.
Yeah.
See, we're pulling up to do regime change in Venezuela, and they're gonna do that by airdropping Freddy Fazbear into Venezuela to kill Nicolas Maduro or whatever. That horrible war crime we did where we blew up a boat with a bunch of people on it and then shot them again in the water. It's actually they're actually going to deploy Foxy the Pirate on his own boat to go assault these boats in the Caribbean. He's going to sail up and maul them to death.
We developed a new technology based off the robot that kills children, and we're really surprised that it just keeps killing the children wherever we deploy it.
Yeah, we tell it to go kill this guy who we want to replace with a more friendly politician to advance our interests, and it just decides to kill kids instead. We didn't think this would happen. It's like it's programmed to kill children.
Yeah.
You know, like the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
No. Those bombs, we didn't design those bombs to kill children. That one just happens completely unrelated and on accident.
Turns out, William Afton, He's from Israel.
Oh shit. Which is wild because
William
like, in the games,
Afton Apex Tracker. Someone make that image, please.
He's just killing kids for them.
Fucking Freddy Fazbear shaped IED.
When are we gonna get the batch of Epstein files from the House Oversight Committee that shows where William Afton was when he flew on the Lolita Express?
Yeah, he was talking to Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin.
It's gonna be a picture. You know those pictures that came out recently at the time of recording, like a couple days ago, of like Epstein with Steve Bannon and stuff like that, just hanging out in his house. There's gonna be a picture of him and a big purple guy, just like building robots together.
Big purple guy.
Yeah, he's purple in real life. He's not a normal guy. He's just big and purple in real life. Nobody asks him about it because it's a condition he's embarrassed about. And you know, he shows up. He's like, "Listen, Jeffrey, I've got you. We're gonna help clear your name. I'm gonna use these robots to kill a bunch of children." And he's like, "Why would you do that?" He goes, "Oh, is that not what we wanted?" I'm silencing.
We didn't want to kill the children.
Oh, you're right. I forgot it. Well, that's for us to do. This has gotten out of hand. I'm gonna stop with this line of this line of thinking.
Podcast canceled.
Oh,
no,
shit.
I think I've said worse before. I don't remember, to be honest. It's been a while. Didn't I opened this show with saying if Mike was black, the movie wouldn't happen because he'd have been shot to death in the first movie.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Also, a further credit to that. When Vanessa has her panic attack in the spin class, and then someone comes up to her, she immediately pulls a gun on them.
She pulled the gun on him. I thought that was fucking crazy. And then she just left. So like, she like bye, and then like that poor fucking guy.
Was it just because I guess we're now on the topic of Vanessa? Was it just me? But before they made the joke of she's got crazy eyes, I was looking at her face and was like, why does she look like she looks fucking insane?
Yeah,
like,
because she's got PTSD, bro. Come on.
No, every single shot she's in, she looks like she's insane.
She is probably.
It feels deliberate. Like she looks like she's nuts. Like she's scared out of her mind. In every single shot across both movies.
Would you not be?
It's like, damn, bitch, no. Damn, bitch,
if your dad was a fucking psycho murderer
I'm a cap
who killed children.
What do you mean? I got a gun in my back pocket. I'm gonna shoot his.
I guess, but when that happens to you as a child, you think that wouldn't like.
Okay, but bro, it's almost like you're taking the movie more seriously than it took itself. I think her looking like that the entire time was not intentional. Like
the actress is insane.
Yeah, exactly. She's fighting not to kill some kids.
Oh my god.
Like, damn, bitch, you kill a kid on camera.
Could at least speak a little binary.
Fucking William Afton on trial. Now could
oh my god.
Could a child murderer do this? Draw a couple pictures for him, Derek. Pull up and you use the crayons like we talked about, William.
Oh my god. He's just there in the fucking suit.
Yeah, he shows up to court in the rabbit suit.
There is just blood still on the fucking suit, and he has a knife in possession. Like,
Willie, we talked about this. He can't be wearing the suit to the trial. He just doesn't say anything. He just stands there and breathes really hard on the stand or whatever. God damn it.
Doug is in the courtroom for some fucking reason.
No, Doug is his lawyer.
He's the lawyer, bro.
Doug is the lawyer. Doug is
yeah,
why is he just suddenly like the worst fucking lawyer in existence?
He's got a track record of being a lawyer for the most insane fucking people.
Yeah, they should write in the lore that Doug was also Epstein's lawyer.
Yeah,
no.
That should be the through line here.
The picture at the end of or like
Mike and Vanessa find photographic evidence of Doug, William, and Epstein like together, like taking pictures together or whatever. That would be good. Somebody should take some of the pictures that have been released of Epstein with like famous people and like rotoscope William Afton into the picture.
Wait, there were more pictures released?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like a
not to
couple
get
days
off
ago.
topic.
I said that
Oh,
20
goody.
minutes ago, like a couple days ago.
No, I know, but I didn't realize they were like new.
And
Yeah,
they did a really
fuck.
funny bit where they released them like 15 minutes before Trump was supposed to go live to a press pool.
Yeah.
And then
Did
he was
he do
90
it?
minutes late.
Oh my
He was
God.
90 minutes
Yeah.
late, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Jesus Christ.
Supposedly, we're getting the real Epstein files next Friday, which is not going to happen. They're going to be like, yeah, here you go. And it's going to be all blacked out except for every time it says Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which, sure. Kill his ass.
Maybe.
I don't care. Fuck Bill Clinton. But, like,
Yeah, right?
what about the rest of it? I want consequences for William Afton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We know he's in there. You
He's
can't
gotten away
hide
with
his
it for
name
too
from
long.
us.
We know he's
Yeah.
in there.
Freddy Fazbear still runs. And think about it. Jeffrey Epstein was a financier, but we have barely any record of him ever actually working for anyone as a financier. There are two famous examples that are some of the only known instances where Jeffrey Epstein was someone's actual, like, hired on the books to be their financial, like, guy. There was the Victoria's Secret guy and William Afton. He did the finances for Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
Oh my
So,
god.
What does he have to say for himself here?
What exactly? And yet the media ignores this because they can't stand the thought of not being able to rent out Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy for their kids' birthday parties.
Real.
But those robots have
Unrelated.
cameras in them. You know how many Freddys are at Little St. James? Okay, that's it. That's enough. I don't mean.
Oh my god.
Unrelated, not to the podcast. I have to leave in about 15 minutes.
Okay,
Okay? Because I have to go get Winter.
we're done.
Yeah? All right. All right. Thanks.
Hard cut.
I mean,
Thanks
yeah,
for
it's
letting me know.
hard
Yeah.
cut.
We're done. Hard
Damn,
cut.
bitch, I said 15 minutes.
I mean, let's be for real. We've been on the Jeffrey Epstein William
Yeah.
Afton angle for like.
I was
15
wondering
minutes
how
now.
long this could go on.
I could do this all day, baby.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
I could do this
I-
all day.
I'll start editing the William Afton APAC tracker right now. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Oh my god.
Put that together. I'll use that as the thumbnail for the episode.
That's
That'll
so
be
good.
good. How many donations has William Afton received from APAC? How much funding does Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria receive from APAC? Jesus Christ.
I thought you were Googling that.
Why would I Google that?
I don't know. The way you said it, like you were
I'm
lost in
sure.
thought, like you were
I'm
fucking
sure.
Googling it.
This is
Committed
part of
to
the
the
lore.
bit.
This is part of the lore in the games. Somewhere in the games, it shows that William Afton received funding from APAC. And I think that's the last thing we would get. Scott Cawthon probably loves Israel. Anyway,
All right, I'm getting on this fucking game.
we did it, everybody. We talked about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 for about an hour and like 15
Some
minutes.
change.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Almost. About yeah.
that's pretty great. That's more
Pretty
than
cool, eh?
more
Well,
than most
I
people
guess-
could
It's a
say
wrap.
about Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I guess the only other question I was gonna ask is
I would like to point out we almost talked about the movie longer than the movie itself.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that would be
exactly.
excellent.
I'm sure
feat.
there's some dude with like a YouTube essay that's like 5 hours long about the fucking.
There will
movie.
be. There will be, yeah.
So
All
the
right, what were we
question
gonna
I was
ask?
gonna ask is if you could recast anybody in this movie.
Oh god.
Recast?
Yeah, recast or
Well, first of all, I would recast everyone who sucks shit with actors who don't suck shit.
I would
for, like,
recast
80%
Mike
of the
with
movie.
Markiplier.
True.
Unironically, yes. I would replace
So
Josh
true.
Hutcherson with Mark Fishbach. I would.
I was gonna. I don't know if I said it. It is my headcanon that they had approached Markiplier at some point to ask him to make a cameo in the movie, and he just
No,
told
they
them,
did.
No,
"Fuck
they
no."
did.
have.
They
They've been
did
trying
when he
to-
was
they've
working
been
on Iron
trying
Lung.
Yeah, they've been trying to get. They tried to get him in the first and the second. Oh, they've been trying to get him in the first and the second movie, but he was too busy. Can you guys stop doing that while I'm talking? It's making all the sound effects in the Discord and distracting me.
Can we just
David's loud ass
move back to the
intro
Discord?
sound. Well, no, I got to do my outro, but I'm finishing my thought.
I'm sorry.
You keep fucking in ding 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 and fucking David's shit. His fucking really loud laugh sound that plays whenever he joins the call. I don't even fucking remember what I was talking about now. That completely threw me. That's fine. Thank you. We did it. I have to say goodbye now. So, thank you for listening to me and my friends talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and William Afton's connections to Jeffrey Epstein for the last hour and who knows how long. Remember, call your congressperson. Tell them that you want to know why they approved of Freddy's location in their district. You want it shut. I'm done with this bit. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna do more movies. I brought it back, and I'm gonna force someone here, maybe all of them, to come back on a regular basis and talk about movies with me and stuff. And
I will exclusively watch cam rips.
Real. I'm about to watch that cam rip tomorrow night. Because I don't have Naya until Monday night.
Even if it's a good movie, you're just gonna watch cam rips.
Yeah.
Who has the money for movie theaters anymore?
Honestly, true.
Them tickets, $15 for a ticket. Get the fuck out of my face.
Well, it's not like I'm only gonna do movies that are in theaters.
No, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just talking about watching movies in the theater nowadays.
Oh well, yeah, it's expensive.
It's really expensive.
Anyway, yes, thank you. I have done so many episodes of podcasts, and I have made a lot of videos and internet content over the years, and not once have I learned how to do an outro to something. So I'm not gonna do that here. So like, watch my shit and pay attention. So when there's a new episode, you can watch it.
Want to leave it off with another har?
Yeah, har.
No.
No. Okay.
Har.
Thanks. We try. I'm just gonna press the stop button, and I'm not gonna give it any fanfare. I'm just gonna cut this off.